Tom Cruise got very angry at the crew on the set of his Mission Impossible film. The Hollywood A-lister flew into a rage on set, yelling at the crew. Apparently, they got too close to one another on set, breaking strict safety protocols. The British tabloid The Sun got the leaked audio of the rant, which was verified by multiple sources. Let's listen.
I don't ever want to see it again. Ever. And if you don't do it, you're fired. And I see you do it again, you're gone.
So Cruise goes on to say, quote, "No apologies. You can tell it to the people that are losing their bleeping homes because our industry is shut down. It's not going to put food on their table or pay for their college education." So Cruise's film, Mission Impossible 7, is months behind schedule because of coronavirus delays. While filming in Italy, 12 people on set reportedly tested positive. So the question is, DBL Nation, we got to hear from you on this one. Did Tom Cruise go too far, or was he right to get upset that people weren't following safety protocols? Jeff, you're the one that texted this to our group thread. What do you make of it?
I'm Team Cruise on this one, right? All of those people, when you say Mission Impossible, you think Tom Cruise. All those people are there because of Tom Cruise. They should be following all the strict safety protocol that comes with it on set. If you don't like it, you could leave. If you don't like being talked to this way because your boss, he is your boss. You're the reason why you have a job. You should be thankful for that fact. If you don't like to be talked to that way, you can also leave and find maybe a thinner skin set or a thicker skin set, whichever way you want to put it. But I'm with Tom Cruise. Listen, he did not offend anyone's sexuality. He didn't grope anybody. He didn't do anything like that. He's their boss. If you guys don't follow protocol, this movie's over. Nobody gets paid, including me. So I'm all Tom Cruise on this one.
I want to add a little bit of nuance to that because I don't believe that people should be spoken to in that way at all. However, I can understand the extenuating circumstances because if you really dig into the story, it sounds like he's really lent his voice, his name, and his reputation in order to get this whole production off the ground to make it a template for other productions in the future. So I think the stress of having all of this really fall on him, he was like, what are you doing when I've extended this effort? Like, at the end of the day, Tom Cruise doesn't need this movie, but if this movie is successful, then maybe other productions can be up and running. So I can understand that there's a lot of duality to this conversation right now, and I'm not mad at the situation, but there's a reason why I'm not going to sit there and let somebody talk to me crazy, but I can understand.
If you ran a company with 100 people, just say, right, and they're not following protocol, and your company could get shut down, you're losing hundreds of jobs, right, or 100 jobs with all your families. You don't think it's okay to raise your voice and tell people, you guys have to follow directions. You guys have to listen to me. It's never okay to talk that way to somebody?
I think that this is very extenuating circumstances because if somebody spoke to me that way and I've had that happen, that's the last time that's ever going to happen again. I understand exactly the reason why we're having this conversation and that was very shocking to a lot of people. Some people are going to listen to that and be like, oh, hell no. Some people are going to be like, that's right, Tom Cruise. I think this is a very flexible conversation. But no, I wouldn't sit here and be like, if your boss says this to you, because I've had my boss say that to me, and it was not okay then, and it never will be okay, and I just want to let people know that it ain't okay. But yes, Tom Cruise, coronavirus is a very real thing.
I think it's okay.
Al, get in there. Get in there, Al.
All right, Erica, let me ask you a question. Do you have a personal trainer, correct?
Okay, let's say I did. I'm like,
okay.
You do, Al, but
would you want your personal trainer to speak to you the way Tom Cruise did?
No.
Okay, well, a lot of people do. That's why they go to the boot camp and things like that, because a lot of people need to be screamed at, otherwise they will never do a push-up for as long as they live. Some people, not you, Erica Cobb, because anybody that spoke to you that way, God bless them, but some people do need to be spoken to in that manner to get it. And unfortunately, sometimes that's when it clicks. Jeff, you're a former football player. I'm sure some coaches patted you on the rear end and some coaches talk to you like that at halftime. And some players respond to that and some do not.
Okay, well, really quickly, before we move on, I gotta get DBL Nation in because you guys are on fire. Cynthia on Facebook says, I am an ICU nurse. I wish I could yell at people like that. Leslie says, I say good for him. It's their jobs he's trying to save. Betty says, it's Mission Impossible to get people to follow the rules. And Linda says, I wouldn't want to be yelled at by Tom Cruise. That would be terrifying. All right. Wow, good conversation, guys.
2020 has been a challenging year, to say the least.
That's why we want to thank you for spending your time with us.
for sending us your comments and opinions.
Especially when you don't agree with us. That's what this show is about.
And it's because of you we're all a family.
And we cherish it.
From all of us here at DBL,
We want to wish you a happy holiday
And a healthy new year.